I said at the beginning of the year that I was looking forward to adding Winross trucks to the collection, but I only wanted to add trucks that I was making a video about. So next on this, I landed that beauty. Horseless Carriage out of Paterson, New Jersey. Let's do a story on everything I was able to find out about them. Well guys, you may notice that the lighting's a little bit different in here. Usually I have lights on behind me here and everything, and I went to turn them on to do this video and they started burning out. So they're rechargeable, so it takes a while to recharge, but I wanted to get this video out. So we're gonna do the story of Horseless Carriage, and then I'm gonna get to add it to the shelf over there. So pretty excited about that. But let's get right into it. So on June 13th, 1932, Frank Malatesta was born in Paterson, New Jersey. He was one of 8 siblings, and he grew up working for their father's moving company, S. Malatesta Moving and Storage, on Illinois Avenue in Paterson. So in 1962, Frank opened Frank Malatesta Moving and Storage with the purchase of a 1951 International that he acquired from a junkyard. By the early 1970s, he would add the transportation of exotic, antique, and classic cars and rename the company Horseless Carriage Carriers in 1975. He continued to work at that company up until the age of 90 in June of 2022. Frank had been donning his brown uniform and going into work 6 days a week, but he now enjoys spending time with his 2 daughters and 5 grandchildren, and of course, checking in on his old friends on Iowa Avenue, where his company was. We'll get back to the Iowa Avenue thing. So I've heard over the years that Horseless Carriage was very elite. A few things that I was able to learn through my research into the company here, and also my wife found a lot of this research. She does research better than I do, so thank you for all your help with that. And but I was able to find out that apparently, and I don't know if it's all the trailers or if it's just some specialty trailers, for those of you that know, let me know, but apparently they all have oak floors on them that are sanded and polished to a perfect shine, probably nicer than what most of us have in our houses. And when we get into the cars that he's hauled, it will definitely get to it, because in the 1980s, he transported cars to various sites for the filming of the original movie version of Annie. Annie's one of my favorite movies of all time. It was my aunt's favorite movie. I remember back when we couldn't just go look everything up. Like once a year it would be on TV, network television, and we'd always watch it. So in 2018, Frank Malatesta was awarded the Harris Saunders Senior Award from the American Truck Historical Society for his contributions to the trucking industry. He was also honored as the Passaic County 200 Club's Man of the Year. So that's pretty interesting. There will go on to be some more awards, but all of his years and all these years of him building this company up, he actually became the #1 transportation choice for Ferrari and Maserati of North America, the exclusive carrier for McLaren, and authorized transporter for Tesla and Lamborghini. So it says that Frank Malatesta had a lifelong experience in household and commercial moving. He handled specially designed cars that have appeared in movies like Batman, The Flintstones, Austin Powers, and Fast and Furious. I could picture all them cars, although I don't know which ones from the Fast and Furious he handled, but the Flintstone car, that had to be interesting. The Batmobile. Wow. Frank Malatesta has always collected antique cars and trucks, and most of his remaining collection is in the HC storage facility on Iowa Avenue, right at Horseless Carriage. He would also frequently go to shows like the AACA in Hershey when he could travel and show off his trucks. All right, so when he retired on September 1st, 2022, McAllister Global Services announced the acquisition of Horseless Carriage. Since 1945, McAllister has provided specialized transportation and logistics services for commercial and residential clients. So I'm familiar with the Malatesta company a little bit, not a whole lot, but Daniel Malatesta, the president, did say, "We're excited to add Horseless Carriage to our portfolio of companies. Their name recognition and excellent reputation are something we intend to build upon. This acquisition is one more important step in our efforts to expand our enclosed auto transportation division. The additional drivers and equipment will allow us to enhance our current service offerings to our client." The chairman, H. Daniel Malatesta, has said, "I've known Frank Malatesta for 40 years, and I'm very excited and grateful that he has chosen to sell his company to Malatestas. We will continue to honor his legacy and company reputation for quality service," which I've heard from things that I read that it was extremely hard to get a job there. You really had to prove yourself and have experience, and just, I mean, you can imagine, you're talking about millions of dollars worth of cars. I can only imagine how they insured all this. But yeah, it's, yeah, no, I guess another great man in trucking. And so unfortunately, and I will actually read this, I guess it's somewhat of an obituary for his wife, because he sold the company on September 1st, 2022. And on September 10th of 2022, his wife of 67 years, Gwen Malatesta, passed away. She was born in Patterson and met Frank at Eastside High School. They were married a few days after her graduation from New Jersey State Teachers College at Patterson and moved into the house he built for them. Gwen taught elementary school in Clifton for 4 years until their first daughter was born. She helped Frank start Frank Malatesta Moving and Storage while raising their 2 daughters, and she later co-owned Horseless Carriage with Frank and remained active in the business. Gwen and Frank later had a house on Long Beach Island where her weekends were spent on the beach with her 5 grandchildren. Her 2 daughters are Kate Moore and Kim Malatesta. She has grandchildren, Brad Zach, wife of Aisley Carter, Zach Moore, partner Jamie Figari, and her sons Mateo and Luca, Austin Zach, wife Emily Addison, Reed Zach, and Mackenzie Moore. So what a shame, you know, he retired, sold the company, and you know, his wife of 67 years passed just 9 days later. Another great accomplishment, on December 20th, 2022, Iowa Avenue in Patterson, New Jersey, between East Railway and Pennsylvania Avenue, will be renamed Malatesta Way. The street is named after Francis Joseph Malatesta, who owned Frank Malatesta Moving and Storage and later Horseless Carriage. So, you know, what an awesome story. You know, another great man to the trucking industry. You know, my hat off to you. And I cannot wait to add this to the collection. I'm going to go over there and do that. Well, guys, I haven't yet done a story on Prime, and I intend to in the future. So for right now, this one's coming down and being set aside until I do. And there's a reason I haven't done it yet, and it has to do with something recently that came to about lease purchase programs, which we know that Prime is big into. And so there might be a whole nother story there, but I'm pretty proud to get to put the Horseless Carriage truck right in there between Jevick, Landstar, St. Johnsbury's over here, and of course Roadway over here. And I got a lot more to go. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And I got a whole bunch more history videos coming. I got a whole bunch of trucks that I bought recently that I cannot wait to do history videos on the companies. I wanted to get that one up first. Should have another one coming up in about a week. I appreciate it, guys. Like, comment. Always read all the comments. It takes me a little while to get back to them sometimes. If you don't want to comment on a public forum like this, you can always email me at finchresources@gmail.com. And also, I am on Facebook and Instagram under the Trucking Resources name. So thanks for listening to this story of yet another great man in the transportation industry. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.